What is going... Flood Lane! We're about to flood Twickenham with some Counter-Strike action, I tell you now. We finally have our 2 qualifiers from the CIS minor to the FACEIT major in September. They're about to play in a grand final for the lion's share of $50,000. It's HellRaisers and Team Spirit. My name is Parla, and I am and have been your desk host for the duration of this minor, and I've had the pleasure of being joined at times, and right now, by Halvor and Matthew. Great to see you guys again. It's our final best of 3 of this minor.
Yeah, it all comes to an end eventually, but I think we've got the 2 right teams to close it out.
Matthew, do you agree? Are these the right teams? I think HellRaisers were the given choice, but Team Spirit had some stiff competition in the form of Prosto, Vanguard.
Yeah, I think we have the right teams. Let's put it this way. HellRaisers were supposed to be there. They've made it without dropping a single map. That was very dominant from them. And then we had a little bit of the question who would be with them at the second spot. There was competition, but I think, judging by what we've seen today, Spirit is the rightful owner of the second spot for the major qualifier.
Everybody at home, do not forget, if you'd like to sign up to FACEIT Premium, which I definitely recommend, by the way, a fantastic service. Use the code MINERS24, 20% off, and that deal is running for a limited time. Now, let's get the bracket up and see where we are right now. This is the final bracket that has been played over the course of today and yesterday. It was quite the battle between these teams. Spirit having to battle through a loss against Prosto, and then a win over a Vanguard 2-1, and then a win just earlier today against Prosto to play them against HellRaisers, who, as Matthew so correctly pointed out, didn't drop a map, haven't dropped a map for the entire tournament. Who knows if they're about to do that now. Either way, let's get to know our 2 finalist teams a little bit better.
HellRaisers secured their challenger spots at the expense of Prosto yesterday, after an incredible performance from Issa and renowned author Woxic. Their final hurdle? Spirits, taking wins against Vanguard and Prosto to secure their challenger spots. Spirit look unstoppable, but will it be enough to take down HellRaisers?
Really like that soft, friendly smile from Gardash. Woxic there just looking into the camera and kind of like into the distance, just enjoying himself, feeling the vibes, and he should be, considering where they are and that they've qualified for the major already.
Yeah, I guess a brunt of the job is done in that sense. Obviously, the main goal qualifying, making sure you're allowed back, you know, in September. That's really the main thing of it. But again, you know, these guys are competitors at heart. There's a significant amount of money on the line as well, so they don't want to, you know, make it stop at this point. It's also something to be said for pride as well, right? Like, you want to become want to be known as the best team from your region coming out of these qualifiers. And I don't see any reasons why HellRaisers, you know, have any plans of going lightly or taking it lightly versus Spirit.
This HellRaisers lineup has been one that's garnering a lot of interest as of recent over the last few months, or at least this year. Woxic has been and is one of their standout players this tournament. Issa, who wasn't even sure if he was going to secure his visa for the London minor, managed to get it, and he's been performing here as well. And then Bondic, interesting story about him, actually. He is one of the only, the only CS player apparently to have qualified for a major with 3 different regions. So congratulations to him on that feat. That's what my producer told me, and I think that's definitely worth raising. And then we've got Angel, who is their veteran leader, and also a person that you can rely on in those tough situations when it comes to CS. And Dead Fox as well. You can't expect a... You know, he's someone that does deliver on his own level as well. It's a solid team with a good range of players, guys.
Well, here's the thing about Dead Fox. You might look at the statistics and just think, oh, he might be the weak link of HellRaisers, especially considering they have like Issa, Woxic, Angel. But since Woxic joined, I think Dead Fox had to give up a lot of his roles. He was the main over for HellRaisers. He probably had to change a lot of positions, roles, for the sake of the team, and that's not a good position to be in. I mean, it requires a lot of effort, a lot of work. Your confidence probably has to build it up again. So not an easy position for him, but he's doing his fair share of the job, I guess. Yeah, and he's also having stand-up maps every now and again. I mean, last time we saw HellRaisers play Cash, he was by far the big fragger. Like, so he has his matches every now and again when he's called upon in that sense. And being able to do that when you've pretty much had everything that you've built your way up until the pro level on, you know, the positions, the role that you've played and everything, when all that's taken away from you and you're still able to contribute from a very limited
amount of space that's given to you, that's very credit-worthy.
The snake shall bite and leave its venom in the enemy. At least I think that is what ISA is hoping to do going up against Spirit. What kind of X factor can he bring to the table, specifically with regards to Spirit?
I mean, with a talent like Isa, I don't think it's necessarily specific because he can do it to pretty much any team. It's just as he has incredible mechanical skill within CES. He's a formidable aimer, but he's also, you know, just showcased that he's not the kind of guy who necessarily goes hunting. He doesn't take unnecessary risks when he's feeling it as well, and he just plays within the flow of the game, which I think is why we see him so often just kind of snowball out of control, because he doesn't force the issue. He doesn't try to bite off more than he can chew, and I think that's a great quality to have, especially for someone who's as fresh and new onto the pro scene as Isa is. That's usually like a pretty significant learning curve people have to get over.
No, I agree with you, and I also think I like to think of Isa as like the Punisher. It's like when you were talking about in regard to Spirit, when he's going up against extremely good teams, they might not leave him so much room for the double kill, the triple kill. But the thing is, at this level, he has the opportunities. They are given to him, and he is going to take them any day.
Okay, let's turn our attention now to their opponent's team, Spirit, and get the discussion underway with what we can expect from them. Halvor, their tournament has been a hard-fought one. They've had to battle through the lower brackets and also play a wider breadth of teams.
Yeah, no, they've definitely got their taste on most of what the CIS minor has to offer in that sense, and that can be a good thing and a bad thing. I think going into the first matchup we saw, or the second matchup we saw them play today, that definitely panned out. You know, they've already gotten a couple of games under their belt. They've had the chance to chest a couple of maps here and there, as we saw in their first matchup versus Prosto. So they've kind of eked out any like sort of insecurities they've had about their game, which is great when you're going up against the assumed best team at the entire tournament. So they've had the time to really pinpoint their form and really make sure that what they go into here, whatever it may be in terms of maps and everything, is going to be the best that they have to offer. And I think that's a nice little advantage to have if you're Team Spirit. I guess, you know, on the flip side of it is that we talked about it for the second best of three. It's nice to have one best of three under your belt as you go into a match. You're warmed up and everything. The question is if two best of threes might be one too many.
At that point, can exhaustion start to set in, Matthew? But also, if we look at the general map statistics for both of these teams, let's not forget HellRaisers have only played 5 maps so far, whereas Spirit have played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, I think exhaustion can become a factor, especially because the games that Spirit had to play today had a lot of emotional value to it. Yeah. I mean, they were battling for a spot that was probably very exhausting. Also, when talking about the advantage of having played before a game, we said maybe that would give an edge to Spirit against Prosto, because it would be hard for Prosto to be at the maximum level. But here is the thing, the better a team is, the more experienced a team is, the easier it is for them to actually start right off the bat playing their top level. And I really think HellRaisers is already at this stage of their team where they are actually able to give almost their best CS right off the bat. So I don't think that's going to play such a big impact here. Maybe even a downside of it, of being a little bit exhausted for Spirit.
If we start to talk about maps and the veto, we can look at a recent result in the DreamHack Masters Stockholm qualifier where HellRaisers beat Spirit, but it was 2-1, and we saw an Overpass pick come out from Spirit, and that was the map, in fact, that they won.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh.
Well, I mean, this is something that Minito has talked about before we actually went live, the fact that he's hoping for one map, and one map in particular, and that's Overpass.
And we haven't seen that this entire minor?
We haven't. That feels bad, because I really enjoy watching it.
It's a fun map, actually.
It's a good map when played. Oh, hey! Round of applause.
Dreams do come
there
true.
You go.
Yep, the Spirit has entered the building, and something reference to Overpass. Guys, over to you in the studio.
Well, Paula, for me in the streets, back here in the studio, I think that's a great pick for Team Spirit. Again, it's not that HellRaisers are unfamiliar with Overpass by any means. It's one of their most played maps. It's just the fact that they haven't found a lot of success on it. I mean, yes, it's good that they still want to go back to it, and it's, in the sense that they still feel confident. And I do think you have to take the win percentage with a pinch of salt, considering they're going up against considerably better team than what Spirit usually plays. But for Spirit, this is their most played map, probably their most successful map as well, in addition to that. So when you're going to leave it all on the line, go to what you know best, your biggest strength, and that's Overpass.
Absolutely, I think that is a great pick from Spirit. I would have probably done the same. Only really danger for them is because they have beaten HellRaisers on it already in the past? What kind of adjustment HellRaisers are going to bring? Do they know what kind of playstyle Spirit is going to bring to the game?
How
Probably.
deep of a playbook do they have?
Yeah, I mean, are you able to beat a team twice on the same map with the, when they have had time to think about it?
Yeah.
That's a different question, but I think the Mirage pick from HellRaisers makes sense as well. Very comfortable map for them.
Yeah, and just like a kind of middle of the pack map for Spirit as well. So, I mean, if you hadn't got the sense yet, Paula, we are trying to be hopeful for Spirit, but it is obviously like a gargantuous task to have to go up against HellRaisers, even if they do get the first map under their belt in terms of Spirit, and in that case make it a 3-map series. It does feel like eventually it's going to catch up to them that HellRaisers are just a more experienced team. They have a wider map pool, and on an average, they should be better.
We are seeing the exact same maps the last time they played. If HellRaisers had predicted they were going to play Spirit at this point, which is likely considering how Spirit were playing over the course of the tournament and as they progressed, surely they're going to have more in the artillery, in the back pocket for Overpass. I don't know, but it's an idea I have in my head. Predictions, please, quickly. Matthew and Halvor.
I'm going to start off by just saying this is going to be HellRaisers just getting their crown of the CIS region. They're winning this 2-0.
Very well put. Same for me, HellRaisers.
That will make 3 of us going 2-0 for HellRaisers, but who knows, maybe Spirit can provide an upset. James and Dan, over to you at the caster's desk.
Thank you very much. HellRaisers or Team Spirit?
HellRaisers.
HellRaisers. I think has to be. But, I mean, the thing is, right, Team Spirit are coming in hot. They are coming in hot. They're coming in firing on all cylinders. And now there is cash to... not the map cash, I mean actual money to be made. I think it's 30k for first place and 15 for second. Yes. So it's a nice bonus moving into the major. And if they can continue their momentum into this map and start triggering the likes of Voxic and so on, then who knows what could happen. It all starts with the pistol. HellRaisers on the CT side, they'll be defending. Voxic gets hit in the face with a grenade, even a decoy. I wonder if he's upset.
Maybe he's enraged, but perhaps it will fuel his performance.
Can't believe you've done this.
Team Spirit. Dima runs past the bins. Voxic by the bench and a bin. Between a bench and a bin. The Voxic story of Overpass. Ooh, that's a nasty one. That does not feel good. He's got to get the headshots now. It's got to be an instant headshot.
You'll hear the T's reloading near him.
Nice.
There he is. There is the man Voxic. There he goes. There goes the man Voxic. Dead Fox dropped his... so the CTs need to bear in mind where that kit was dropped. And it seems like the play is going to be towards the A side, although Spirit's not over-committing in a move. Angel trying to pop some heads as they jump past. Bondic could get revenge at the very least. Again, the kit is on site now. Bondic is alone, 1 versus 3. There's a smoke to be collected as well. I don't think the T's have picked it up. 1 versus 2. They're looking to double peek him. They're lining up. The wide play works out for Team Spirit, and they take the pistol. Nice.
And the 1-0. Team Spirit, they need the pistol against the likes of HellRaisers, especially when Voxic starts getting in the groove of things with that AWP. We saw what he's capable of. And it's interesting because you can look at this matchup from a lot of perspectives. I wonder how it's going to play out, but obviously, there's money to be made. But Team Spirit is like such a relief in just making the qualification, because that's something that they would not have been objectively. They would not have felt like we're 100% qualifying here. There's a lot of competition that could have taken them down. But HellRaisers, I think, is a different story. I think HellRaisers, they would always have entered this thinking, we are the best team here and we should be qualifying. They're the big dogs. And Dima, ooh, almost got popped there by Dead Fox.
Smells like
there we
Team
go.
Spirit.
Nice, nice. Surprised we haven't done that already. It took us a while to get there.
It's been on my mind for a while, Dan. Yeah.
On my mind.
Can't just fire all the bullets at once.
That's true. But yeah, so Team Spirit, I think they're much more at risk of being of not having the level of focus that HellRaisers could bring to this game. But we'll see how it goes. That will obviously the gameplay will do the talking. We'll provide the answers. And this has not gone well, James. It's an anti-force buy, and they are 2 versus 5.
And of course is running away from an AK, which has been left on the site. All these players of HellRaisers have Kevlar, so at this point, I think the round is lost.
Doesn't look good for them. I do agree. And they're tracking the movements of Team Spirit fairly effectively. They've got man in Monster, man on Monster, man on Rhodes, and Woxic gets the double with the CZ, so not a good start, not an optimal start. We'll see whether they can continue to have these clean rounds. Team Spirit will be force buying back, so they can have an opportunity to put the pain back into the camp of HellRaisers. B rush. Rush B. Let's see what they go for. But that is my prediction. Rush the B. Get a couple PT50. Get a couple guys on PT50s, max and aids. Get some like 3 CZs, and get in there.
Tactical pause or pause, if you're bad at English.
If you would like to use the incorrect pronunciation, here it is. Why would you do that? Why would you do that, James?
I'm full of information. Minimal. Okay, there's more utility coming out for Team Spirit, and it won't be a B, and they will have nobody towards B either. Will it be fast through connector up to the toilets? Perhaps. HellRaisers are taking short B with 2 players. They will hear these footsteps, and that will give Dead Fox some warning. The Molotov drop to try to control the influx of players, the stream of players. They wait patiently. Nobody with eyes on long. Woxic is near long. We'll have to look every so often. As he's the only person keeping an eye, but what is the likelihood of them going down long in a round full of pistols? Dead Fox can get a fast reload in. He needs to do so, doesn't. Woxic will try to use the range, using it pretty well. See him moving around. Small corrections with the mouse. And 2 players lost for HellRaisers. That's acceptable for them. They will move on. They have got in that proper reset on Team Spirit now. And it's Eco Town for the T side. Team Spirit, they must be elated that they've won the major, but they have to play again immediately. How focused can one be in that situation?
Yeah, I mean, I saw HellRaisers yesterday when I was going down to the sauna after the gym, and they were pretty hype. They were really happy, especially Woxic. I mean, it's a life-changing moment for a group of players. It's going to be like a highlight, one of the highlights, one of the things you'll never forget. Making a major, hopefully doing some damage at the major. The whole process of qualifying, the lead up to that, then going through all the preparation for that major, and then being on the stage and
being immortalized in the game.
Being immortalized in the game.
And names are in the game.
And just being in that atmosphere, at the most important tournament of the year, and that's like one of those things which it's the make or break of so many careers. It's where you can really show it's the true no excuses tournament for everyone, even for us, for everyone concerned.
For all concerned.
It is so important.
No excuses, no nonsense.
So
no room to dial it in.
Exactly. And it's heartbreaking if you bomb out, but hopefully that will not be the story for them either way. Woxic, speaking of which, will have a good defense. Dead Fox helping him out there with some additional damage. And that's a nice trade. 2 for 1, definitely a win. That is a good trade, though. Yeah,
indeed it is. But Sophic has the bomb in the toilets area. That will allow the rotation of ESA. They'll put 2 towards the A site, but Young is still towards B. Now, Team Spirit, with a minute on the clock, could slow things down and opt for a one-man fake of one of the bomb sites. If they get the entry, then who knows what could happen. But for now, they are holding Davkost in the mid-area, if you will. Sophic on long and Young outside the B bomb site. He will be the lurker for the time being, and HellRaisers just wait and spot for information. Issa could end up being bait because Angel is by the toilets. He had an opportunity while Davkost was in the air, but he lands and pops him in the face, and now Bondik's making his way towards the A site. But going back to B, because they're still unsure, maybe HellRaisers looking for an instant rotation or some more action, but they haven't got that just yet. But now with 20 seconds left, Team Spirit needs to get their skates on. Issa holding things down from that long position. There goes the smoke, and there is bomb plant pressure now for Team Spirit. And he will finish things off easily. Maybe they very good, very good. I think maybe they weren't keeping an eye on the time and focusing on what the CTs might do. See here, the 35-second mark, and then all of a sudden, oh my god, we've got to push the sights.
Pistols, not a fun time. And Dead Fox, takes that position by the stairs because you can hear players running towards the A side of the map from Playground. So that's one of the reasons there. He's just like looking into the wall in a weird way, and if you're wondering why, it's so that you can sort of understand, like with the directional sound, exactly where your opponents are. So it gets the early warning system, and Woxic falls back. Beautiful series of kills from him. Although there is a frag made on the A site, the bulk of Team Spirit will be wiped out by these superior weapons of HellRaisers at that cost. Ooh, there you go. Gets himself some more damage, picks up a weapon, looking to be more of a nuisance. How much more of a nuisance can he make of himself? Well, not too much. Bondik will cut him off. And on paper, this HellRaisers lineup looks pretty strong.
Yeah, and that's a great warm-up for the likes of Woxic. There's the danger is limited, but the frags are challenging, I think it's fair to say.
He's 16-2, so he's definitely having a good warm-up.
Yeah, another fast acceleration. Escalation, rather, I think is more appropriate to say.
Oh man, it's kind of like the type of match where he can just go full FPL mode as well, which is really scary. We saw he's wow. He is kind of like a Simple in many respects. Not many people you can compare to Simple, but
it's Battle Sniper.
But yes, exactly. Like he's going to be super aggressive. He's going to do the crazy shots. He may not have like the best mechanics in the world, but he's got incredible raw skills. So he can just do crazy things that anyone in their right mind would never attempt.
He went for the fast peek through connector, but there was no engagement. He helped his teammate out through the door to short B, but then the lurker punished him for doing so. Nisa takes another angle. He had half a second to take that shot as well. I may not have registered Davkos yet, but Davkos has been pretty quick off the trigger finger. Bondik now abandoning the site, but the flashbang will be telegraphed. The bomb is dropped down in the water. Bondik! He's always been that dependable Bondik.
Yeah.
And he continues to be so here. Davkos surely gets traded. Ooh, that could have been something, and it could still be. He knows where Dead Fox was, roughly sees his head, goes for the wallbang. Davkos on 1 HP. He's got to land the shot, but a grenade. Kobe!
You can. So this is the thing, right? What Bondik did there, you have to like look at these guys' demos and just look at the decision making. He knows if he peeks there from the pillar, it's a one and done at best. So because he has no assistance, no teammates to flash for him, he takes another position so he can flash for himself, and he creates a 1v1. And because of the flash, that 1v1, then it's like he can get another 1v1 out of it. So what he's done is he's like maximized his potential as a solo player to get frags, and he does. He gets 2 kills, which is amazing in that position. And he's just using everything at his disposal and using repositioning, using the utility. It's really cool to see that level of decision making, and he was very, very sure as well of how to have his crosshair placement at the same time, like who's going to peek him from where. Yeah, and it's like really cool to note these things if you're looking to improve as a player, and to also go back to your own demos and see, okay, what could I have got from this situation? What other plays could I have made with what I had?
That is an interesting one for those at home. Like when you watch something, how do they even understand what they are watching? Good to go through these breakdowns that people put up on YouTube. Might tell you something that you wouldn't consider or notice, perhaps. Team Spirit looking to charge into the B bombs like shock and awe. B with no grenades. The flashbangs follow the 3 players through Monster. Issa trying to avenge his teammate, and is able to do that and take out second player and the bomb. Angel in the water. They can buy time for the rotation. They've got a 2-man advantage, and there will be stereo frags to finish things off. 7-1. Didn't even notice the score.
And they've been going away from Woxic, so Woxic's not really getting any kills now. But now, obviously, Angel, Bondik, Issa, Dead Fox, they're really getting their teeth into the action, and they are very good as well. So, and it's a really big difference on the level, because when we were watching Avangaran's and so on. You know, Team Spirit are in this position where they get more chances in fights because they're not as quick to get the kills. Whereas, you know, we saw Issa there, immediately gets a kill, immediately gets another kill. Like, because you don't get a chance, you have to frag him straight away. So it's a very different level from that perspective. You yourself have to be that quick as well. And you can see, again, like, the cool thing, I think one cool difference when I make that comparison, I say, oh, you know, Woxic has, like, to me, like a simple S factor. He's that fast aim, a lot of raw skill. If you compare him to the likes of someone like Issa has, like, really good mechanics. Like, he's got very clean movement. He's got very, sort of, like, he's very consistent. The way that he resets his mouse, crosshair placement, it's all, like, very, very precise and well-drilled. And, you know, that's an example of somebody who's got, you know, really good mechanics. The way that he, like, does his movement as well. Very, very clean. He's been, to me, the most impressive player of HellRaisers just because I already knew Woxic was very good. And I hadn't seen much of Issa before this minor.
Man like Issa.
So, yeah, he's beast.
Well, we need some beast from Team Spirit. Where is the Spirit from the previous game? And you wonder, are they against is it because they're against a stronger opponent, or is it because they've qualified for the major? Let's see, there's still plenty of money to be won here. And they will charge into the B bomb site once again, not allowing HellRaisers to play to their own advantages at the front and the back of the player in the water. A missed smoke grenade. But I can't imagine HellRaisers want to go for this 2 versus 5. Yes, money is in the bank, but that can quickly disappear. It's not like they're all on 16k.
Yeah. It's cool too because, you know, one of the things, if you feel like you're outskilled on the map like Overpass. Overpass is a very technical map, very tactical when it comes to how you play it from the T side, and also the CT side, of course. And when I say tactical, there are so many instances if you're trying to game map control, especially towards A, where you have to have setups for flashes and smokes and, you know, baiting players out and understanding the CT setups. There's lots of, like, tactical play around taking those positions. So, you know, if the overall strategy is to take control of toilets, the tactics you have to employ, there's a lot of stuff going on. And also if you're a team that you're not as confident on the map, or you feel like you're playing an opponent's better than you, hitting the B, like working the B side of the map is a lot easier because there's a lot less instances of decisions like this, and you can get control of, like, sewers with a lot less overall effort and less variance from the perspective of Overpass. So A is really hard against really good players.
That's only their second round since winning the pistol, Team Spirit. The Molotov towards the short B position. Issa is heading in that direction, dropping a smoke going through it, and he's going to have 2 players. He's dropping some pop flashes, or maybe they are. That's a great first shot, though. Through the wall, but still enough damage done to get a kill. Dima wonders what has become of his teammate. Sotfik holding an angle around the monster position and now rotating the bomb. Perhaps with good measure as Issa, it lies in wait with an AWP. Although Sotfik's gone back now. I think he's gone past Issa's angle. If they push B, they could be in trouble. You can see Issa hunting, looking where Sotfik was standing. And Davkost is en route with a sniper of his own. So that will be very interesting. If Issa goes down, Bondik may be in trouble because there are players at short and long, but Issa has a lot of targets coming his way. There's the first one. Dropping a flash, it will go behind Sotfik, who will push and punish. Now Bondik has the short smoke, but
nice.
Coldy knows his angles.
That is really, really cool. That's, again, learn that angle through the smoke as well. That's strong. Oh, Angel finds himself around the side of the pillar there, and with the silencer, they may not know where that came from. The nades start to rain in as well to create additional confusion for Team Spirit. And Sotfik will reposition, but it's really hard on this bomb site. Woxic will take him down, and a very, very good retake from HellRaisers. That's the one problem with B for Team Spirit. It's a good choice because it's easier than A, and there's a lot of variance which can go your way or can not go your way, but the issue then if you do get the plant is that, you know, surviving the retake. It's a very retakeable site in comparison to A. There's not too many places to stand really to prevent the CTs from pushing you if they have enough players and utility. And HellRaisers reset Team Spirit, who have already been having a really hard time.
Cool blimey, son. Tactical timeout from HellRaisers.
Bondic's hands are cold.
What do we expect in terms of money and approach from Team Spirit? They rushed B a number of times. If they rush, they're probably going to have a smoke for the Molotov. So what do? Do we put 3 people in the B bomb site? Do we start with double HEs? Do we have some pop flashes? Do we buy Negev? Let's see what both teams choose to do. Looks like there will be 3 people heading towards the B bomb site. Team Spirit have the AWP, which might indicate that they don't rush straight into the B bomb site. Grenades will be deployed, and it will be the HEs as well as Molotovs. It seems the Molly missed the mark, but yeah, maybe HellRaisers had the exact discussion that I just mentioned. It will be a late push from Team Spirit, maybe anticipating the grenades. Like, oh, we're not rushing. Oh, actually, yes, we are. Issa blind, but on top, he could jump and stop the bomb from getting planted. Nobody doing it just yet. He misses a player right next to him in the smoke, but he's been spotted. Now he's swatted. Angel can't hold down the water position. And Spirit pretty much taken around at this point. Surely not a 2 AWP retake.
Yep, that's not good, is it? Not an easy one. So another round on B. This is actually quite cool because, again, like you can see the Team Spirit have recognized that like quite a while ago that B is really the best choice, and they're just hitting it over and over and over and over again.
Do what you can manage.
Exactly, yeah, and sometimes I think teams will make the mistake and think that, oh, you know, we can't just do the same thing all the time. That's not necessarily true if it is like genuinely, objectively your best chance, or if it is something that you find the most comfortable or have the most success with, or if it's just worked a few times. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You can keep doing it, and sometimes teams will adjust and they'll make bad adjustments, and then you'll get to take even more advantage. So this is cool. And you know, one thing that HellRaisers can do is they can just simply. Well, what I'm surprised they haven't done, because you don't want to just blindly stack the B side because you think they're going to go there every time, but they can try to take Suez away, like go for a Suez play, you know, get Woxic in there maybe, you know, swap him out with somebody else, you know, just mix things up a bit, take Suez, maybe think about how you can flash over to Monster and do a push there, or, you know, whatever it might be. But, you know, HellRaisers have some mix-ups available, but they've not been too aggressive, actually, HellRaisers.
Very fast smokes from Team Spirit. That jumping smoke you saw was for the first door of the toilets. A nice angle that AWPs like to hold, and Woxic has now been spotted elsewhere. Not going back to the well in that long position. Falling back. Maybe he'll be dueling Davkos soon. Looking for a jump. Ooh. Hello. That is absolutely beautiful by Woxic.
He's reliable as hell,
playing
isn't he?
against the habits of other players. Maybe his own habits as well. And he's given HellRaisers a 2-man advantage.
Oh man, he wants more.
He wants $30,000 or his own share of.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. He's been starved of action. Now DevFox has found the bomb. It's pretty much all the information. And this is what I was talking about. When you're dealing with A, you can see how many more angles and how the CTs can sort of oh, nicely done by Coldy coming alive. I'll go back to that point in a moment as he gives a real chance for Team Spirit in this round. 30 seconds. The bomb is committed towards A. Right now, Issa sitting in the connector, just waiting for the push, or Bondic even. Issa is on the A site. So Bondic really doing well with the timing here. He's using the clock here to know when to push. And they are stuck. They need to get onto the bomb site. 13 seconds. That's a big kill onto Issa. Going down. Can't prevent the bomb from being planted. And Bondic, he's got a smoke and a flashbang. Definitely a way to do this. He's got to figure out where these players are, though. Knows one's on the sites. Doesn't know where the next one is. And the next one, Sofik, is very weak. So if Bondic can find a kill on him soon, which he will, he's on for this.
But he's up against Coldy, who has a Molotov. Doesn't really... Oh, he's going to do it as well. He's given his own position away. Bondic surely does not have the angle for this. From where that molly came from, it was a noble effort, but once the smoke goes down, even if he touches the bomb, he's not going to be able to see the player because he's so deep in the smoke. So there was no good situation in there for him, apart from maybe going for a wallbang, perhaps.
Yep. That one kill from Dima onto Woxic saved the round, or gave them an opportunity to play the round, because if Woxic gets that AWP kill, it's over. He controls the bathrooms too much, and that's the GG. So really nice from Demon. He got 1 kill, but it's highly impactful. Now a fast pace coming in from the likes of Team Spirit, back into the B-bomb site once again with the pistols here for HellRaisers, but they're off to a good start thanks to Bondik. He'll soon be removed, but the Deagle comes in from Angel. And Coldy's been spotted in Connector too, so still danger here for Team Spirit. Ooh, close. Oh my god.
3 of the last 4 rounds, Team Spirit. Nothing to lose really here, HellRaisers. Oh boy, the bomb is not planted just yet. They know that Woxic's far away. He's got to commit to the bomb plant here before Woxic gets close with an AK and Kevlar as well. Woxic is going for a very wide rotation. That, of course, has to gamble where he looks. There's a flashbang from Woxic, and Angel looks from the upper area. Spots, did he see something? Either way, Woxic will take him out. That is round number 10 for HellRaisers. AWP and AK collected, and that was an eco round.
Indeed, it was. It wasn't the first one they've won with such success. Obviously, the second round HellRaisers also picked up, and it was more convincing. I think they actually survived with 5 players, but it was also a pistol round from them against the buy of Team Spirit. And now we're going into the last round of the first half, and HellRaisers are in a fantastic position to really shut this one down. Woxic and Issa on AWPs. And again, I have to emphasize the fact that we've seen very limited aggression from HellRaisers, and you know that could be part of the strategic approach, because if you think that your opponent is going to struggle against you when you're playing passively, then that can be your strategy. You know, we think the opponent will make the mistakes and we can just exploit them. So let's just let them make the mistakes as opposed to taking initiative. But that's a good start. Issa goes down, going aggressive with the AWP. That's Connector under control for Team Spirit as well. Now it's going to take some big lifting from the remainder of HellRaisers. Angel's got a great angle, but he misses the headshot. And now it's I was just going to say Wondik, but Woxic and Bondik to try to save this one. And Team Spirit looking to come away with a somewhat respectable scoreline. 5 rounds on the T side. Not too bad, not too bad. And it's looking like it will happen because Woxic is alone against 5. He has everything he needs. The AWP, the kit, the nades, and there's a good start. There's 1 frag. The bomb is very far from the B-bomb site, and Woxic may think that they would be attempting to go B now, but he hears the running. And so that's all the information he needs for the rotation. As he rounds the corner, again having to deal with a bunch of players here. There's not too many grenades left, but the smokes will be deployed. There's 1 more to go as well, and that might shut down the potential for Woxic to find the angles he needs. Bomb is just freshly planted though. And so that will give Woxic time here to work out these smokes, let them dissipate, maybe get a couple of shots off. But he cannot miss a single shot. Oh, he doesn't, but it hits the wall. And that will be the end of the first half. Good recovery, and towards the end of it from Team Spirit. But HellRaisers, you got to favor them.
Woxic is 23 for 6 in 1 half. That's pretty good for him. Pretty bad for Team Spirit. I just noticed in the bank position, the poster on the wall with the balloon. I wonder what it says in German. Dies Preis sind zum Abheben. It's my best German accent. Don't judge me. 2 players moving into connector for both teams. There may be... Oh no, there's 3 there for HellRaisers, and only 2 of them will be required. Dima has a nice 1v1. Got another one if Angel gives it to him. Quick reload. Nice fast reload with the P2000. In the meantime, seems to tease in. Connector running distraction. Bondik tracking the player's face. And that leaves Sotfik. This is disaster zone for Team Spirit. We talk about the pistol in a 9-6 score situation. If HellRaisers win this, we're talking 13-5 likelihood. Playing for a $15,000 difference. What would you do? What would $15,000? Well, $30,000 across 5 players. That's $6,000 each before team percentages. Something's there for the coach as well. $6,000. What would I do with $6,000? That's a fair amount of money for to go towards a helicopter license, but I'm not That's like $10,000. I'm not about that life. Someone else needs to pay for that. If anybody wants to pay for my helicopter license, if you've got $10,000, I'll give you my PayPal. Interesting approach from HellRaisers against the force buy, having 3 people in connector. That's usually a bad decision, and when you do see people playing anti-eco or anti-force buy in the connector position, you'll often see a T-side come through the top of connector at the same time, so there's no point of escape for a CT side. That was a different approach though. And it seems they weren't committing to going through it all the way to the stairs, but if somebody were to face, they'd be facing 3 people. There are pop flashes you can do. Alan's one from Mr. Jordan Nothing Gilbert. Issa making his way through a tight choke point. Perhaps those guns can be protected by the remaining HellRaisers players. Some Young alone on the B-bomb side. No one rotating just yet, but Davkos now moving away from the long position. Ooh, he's playing the crouch behind the site. Always good for a bomb planter. Make sure you check the water properly. Now, HellRaisers are assuming that there will be a stack, but they're taking the long rotation with 40 seconds. The funny thing is, if you had somebody in connector, they would be able to hear HellRaisers rotating. How do I even describe the area? I don't know. I'll figure it out later. This might work out in the most hilarious way, but look how much time they have when they make it to the site. It's going to be less than 10 seconds, and there's nobody on the A site. How bizarre is this? There's no one there whatsoever.
Oh my god.
That is...
He could have planted a lot sooner than that.
That is
scary.
madness.
They're like, it's fine.
But they've got great post-plant positions as well. Both teams took giant gambles there. So the one for Team Spirit is more passable. Now they know there's a CT in the smoke, and there are 2 other CTs to find. Then, alrighty then.
What just happened there?
I knew that. Well, I didn't know that was going to happen, but one CT makes his way from truck into the smoke grenade, and I would imagine that both players on the site, or all the players, look at the smoke like, oh my god, there's a CT in the smoke, where's it going to come from? But there are 3 CTs alive, GG lose the round.
GG no read. Hello. That's a nice one. Oh, the lineup. Right, I see. I wonder if he could even have, if he even saw the second player there until the first one died. Because I think the second one was perfectly obscured.
Yeah, he might be like, oh,
the second one was snookered.
He was snookered on the second one. That doesn't really make much sense. Me and Jess were just playing pools, so it's whatever.
You tried it.
I tried. So Team Spirit, they do to HellRaisers what HellRaisers did to them. But HellRaisers, they got 3 CZs and then 2 Deagles. And again, I have to say I like this because there's not too many teams that put much thought into this, and I do think 3 CZs and 2 Deagles offers you a lot of utility in the sense that the Deagles are good at something specific, and the CZs are good at closing down ranges, good at taking positions quickly, and
being a giant moving pain in the arse.
And the Deagles aren't very good at that. Deagles are more about posting up on a spot and so on and so forth, and they have better pick value, long range pick value. Obviously the CZ is good at a lot of things, but the long range, the Deagle is superior.
Team Spirit have a great opportunity to catch up now with HellRaisers, which might be obvious, but I mean we have to mention just how much of a tide turn this is. This really is quite something. Angel taken out, and I do wonder what the likelihood of a plant is. Oh, Davkos! Seriously, dude! Oh, but they've traded with the bomb, and they've got the numbers for this, but this has bought time for the remainder of Team Spirit to rotate to the site. With 20 seconds left, HellRaisers have nowhere else to go, and now it's about just fragging out, doing as much damage as possible, but it will only be the 2 kills. There was a window, but decisions had to be taken. And they went in favor of Team Spirit, who are now 4 rounds away, and likely to be 3 because HellRaisers don't have the money. That was nice. Man, that sound is so satisfying on the replay. It sounds like an exploding watermelon.
I think we should explode the watermelon in the
Maybe
studio.
we should shoot a watermelon.
We should. Okay, the one from the studio, then we should return it to Polo.
I think it'll be rotten by then.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. Had to get a
Never mind. 5 Glocks. Oh, God.
Oh, God.
There's nothing really to talk about, is there?
5 man on road.
Yeah. 0 grenades as well. Going for the fullest of saves. And I can be okay with this. It's just, it's like when I see buys like this, where it's like, or buys where, or like around like this, where you'll see maybe they'll pick up, everyone picks up like a pistols, and they actually look, oh, okay, they've actually invested to try to achieve something, but then they haven't got the sort of requisite utility to help them achieve it. That's when I'm like, you know, maybe they're missing a trick here. But if you're just going for a full save, just prioritizing your economy, then it's really as simple as this. And they're going to make their way up long, and soon they'll be spotted by Davkost's jump peaks, and you can see them like, I don't know who that was, just like trying to aim up to try to signify to one of his teammates to go up on a run boost or something. But here they come, and Davkost is about to make some money here. Oh, he got dinked like 3 times.
Ding dong. What is a song that goes ding 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 dong? Ding ding dong, ding 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 dong.
Oh,
old
I don't know.
R&B song or something.
Some Crazy Frog business song.
Crazy Frog. Actually, to be honest, it's not far off, is it? Crikey.
That thing drove me absolutely nuts when that came out. It's just like, please.
Who bought that?
Like
If like someone's child is like, my mum, can I please? Hell no. Have some self-respect.
Yeah. Here's some Beethoven.
Have some self-respect. 4 players in the B-bomb sites. For Team Spirit, they anticipate. They're pushing. Ooh. Well, there's an exchange, and they've seen the bomb, I'm pretty sure. So they can remain in situ. Dead Fox saying hello from short B. Issa, the only person who can scout for HellRaisers at the moment. Sotfik waits on the A side. Deep in the A side, just peeking, just jumping and peeking. Jumping and have a look. Looking over the fence into the building site. Is there any scrap metal? Now closing the distance on long with his MP9 in good timing. Davkost can bait. See, Davkost, I do wonder if he's been conditioned into this peak from being on the receiving end of it in the first half.
Deep flash for Sotvik to make the play. Oh my god, he almost wasn't looking actually into the corner. It only looked because he saw something in peripheral. I don't think he's ever checking it. Otherwise, that's interesting. Anyways, will work out lovely for Team Spirit. Lovely stuff. And all the lineup there for some good damage onto the remainder of HellRaisers. They are getting beaten up at the moment. 7 HP for Angel. Whoa, still makes a... Oh, he's surely not... So I think he's sticking out, isn't he? Oh, he's not. Oh, he is. No. Oh, he did get the plant, though. Okay, so there's at least some money in the bank for HellRaisers. And they do actually manage to do so much damage with the trades that it goes down to the last man. And Davkost's just trying to, like, sweep up anything he can possibly find on the floor. I respect that. Like, any nades, hoovering them up.
Hoover.
Vacuuming them up.
Hoover the ting.
And that'll be that. So 9 to 11, and it is indeed closing up a lot, but the bomb plant will assist HellRaisers in a buy if they choose to this round. They could get 3 AKs with limited nades and 2 guys AKs and proper and full nades. So we'll see if that will be their choice. If they do that, and it is viable to do it, they can do a set piece onto the B site with a full buy. But they're going to go halfway, and maybe there's an argument to say we could probably achieve the same thing with less invested and still have a buy next round, and maybe get the bomb down this round too. So I like this. B has to be the option though, surely. Goldie, he's hungry. He hears a lot of stepping in sewers. HellRaisers waiting it out though.
Team Spirit moving back as far as long is concerned. They have no eyes towards toilets. Getting aggressive in this position. There is one Molotov you can throw where that smoke is. Who threw that smoke? Where that smoke is, you can Molotov the higher and lower ground to force any Ts from that position. My dream is to see a flashbang thrown from B with a Molotov thrown from almost where Sotfik is standing, just around the corner. So if there is a player there, he's blind and then gets on fire and then dies because he's blind and on fire. That's the dream. But the dream is turning into a nightmare for Team Spirit because this is supposed to be their round. They've got 2 riflers left. They're losing Jules. The bomb is planted in an exposed position. Will they choose to go for it? Coldie is not far behind, but Sotfik, well, he's looking for a flanker, looking for somebody to cut off a rotation. But Issa will probably end up flanking the flanker. But what can Coldie do in the meantime? Oh no, Issa's coming back towards long. He's not checking the toilets properly, but Bonic picks at the perfect time. And now they know where Sotfik is. And all the CTs have seen so far is Bonic. Issa pops out, boom! There is the round for HellRaisers.
So that's a really nice one to win for them because they were starting to lose track of this. That's their first win since the pistol.
Oh, this is the Molotov I'm talking about. That's exactly it. He just deployed the Molotov, so I guess the T's threw a smoke into it.
Nice.
So that is exactly the Molotov. It lands on the high ground and low ground at the same time. And then the CTs can push with it. NRG do it as well, or have done it in the past.
Beautiful.
Thank you, production.
Production. Oh, look at everyone's just on the bottom of the map at the moment. 4 players on around the party area for Team Spirit, and HellRaisers playing a slow start, so they're actually quite safe. Oh, the flashbang. That's really nice. It's a cool flashbang, but you can see it's kind of telegraphed, though, if they are nearby. It takes a while to detonate. And Angel will not win any battles in Connector. And now his teammates will want to try to kill those CT players as they try to escape Connector. There's a timing, there's a window, and it's slowly closing. And it's closed.
I don't think that flashbang was amazing, I'll be honest.
No, yeah, I don't think it was.
Again, I think what he needs is to wait and have players come in from the top at the same time. So worst case scenario, you can trade, and the CTs are unable to retreat unless they frag out.
Yeah. Because
when you go Connector early as a CT, especially a sniper rifle player, as we saw Woxic do in the first half, there you have big time pressure, because if you don't get what you want from there, then you're stuck there because of the party area. Unless the T's are going really slowly, and if they're not, then you need a way to escape. So that is part of the power of this. Davkos finally finds what he was been looking for, and now Team Spirit are back in control once again.
Yeah, 20 seconds they have to just push, which is pretty awful. Team Spirit could rotate an extra player. Yeah, they're rotating Dima now as well. 10 seconds. Ooh, Davkos goes down straight away, and there's a trade from Issa onto Cold. Still Sotfik on the side though, and he loses the 1v1. They can win this round now. Ooh, the lineup from Dima coming in just in the nick of time, and that's good communication because Dima was the flotation device, the floating player between B and A there to reinforce it, and he had the right rotation time. If he was 2 seconds slower, he might only get 1 kill there, and then it's a 1v1 after one.
He was the croutons in the soup. He was a floater. 2 rounds between the 2 sides. Wasn't a very good start at all for Team Spirit, but they're pretty close now, and maybe they've stabilized, maybe they've got their focus back into the game and their minds off the major for an hour or so. Davkos with a 180. Fires a warning shot, and that might slow down the approach of these HellRaisers players. Sotfik and Davkos falling back now. You don't want to outstay your welcome around a party area if you're a CT. 2 players deep in B for Team Spirit. HellRaisers starting pretty damn slow. Bonduk and Issa around party. They've got plenty of real estate to clear out and make sure the properties are empty. Let's see, Dima has a smoke grenade, as does Coldie. They could deploy one of those towards toilets. Dima's on B. HellRaisers now clearing the short B position. Team Spirit can hear that. With 50 seconds on the clock, they will smoke the short position, so it will be another late one for HellRaisers. They've got to be really careful here. If the wrong player gets fragged, the round could fall to pieces.
Got the requisite nades though for this, and there they go, being deployed. Mollies for the barrels, for the pillars, smokes around jungle, and between the bomb site and the wall. And here comes the late push. Oh, that was almost so money for Dead Fox, but he actually gets a lot less than what was possible. And here's the big rotation, 15 seconds. HellRaisers seem to be loving this late round play. It's very, very risky, as James stated, and nothing can go wrong. And there's a lot going wrong right now. Bomb dropped on the bomb sites. Nice frag from Angel, but what else has he got in the tank? They don't even have to peek anymore. It's impossible, and they will. 11 rounds now for Team Spirit. HellRaisers, they got to find... Well, they got to put their foot back on the gas pedal again, because right now they are grinding to a halt.
Yeah, they leave it so short. They don't have time to execute properly into a site to clear things. They just got to run, and hope that they win a duel. Waiting all that time just for running duels, basically. Are they going to choke their lead? That would be vintage HellRaisers. But I feel their identity has changed.
It's been a while.
Yeah. I feel like that it was like that for a period of years.
Yeah, it was, actually.
I certainly felt that way to us watching.
At least 2. It seemed like almost a cursed team, actually, in many respects. Especially when they were one of the best in the CIS region. They always... Oh man, there were some awful games that they lost from incredible leads. There's one in Inferno I remember in particular, but not to go too much into their checkered past. We'll see what they're able to accomplish here. They're already qualified for the major, as our Team Spirit. 2 CIS qualifiers. And that's... It's not really too much for them to do here. Again, no utility to help them traverse these choke points. They'll have to hit incredible running shots. And again, they are liking these really slow rounds, even with the pistols and no utility. And they'll walk into the firing range, and one by one, they will be pulled apart. What are they trying to accomplish here? I mean, Angel has a deagle. And getting economic damage in this round, it would be really ideal. And that is perhaps the only thing they can really do. So perhaps get Issa to bait. There we go, there's some baits. And there's a kill. So that whole rotation, all that business, wasn't a waste of time. It was good for a frag. So that's nice. Consolation kill. And now it is time for the AKs.
That was a long round.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? It was really long. That's really long. I think run over here, run over there.
Alright then, HellRaisers. They have 2 Molotovs. Do they want to use those to try and execute, for example, into the A site? Team Spirit pushing short B in the meantime with Dav, Kost and Dima. That's a lot of information for HellRaisers. Will they start to rotate players? Sorry, for Team Spirit. Will they start to rotate players towards A is a question that needs to be answered. Smokes deep down towards long, and with the information Team Spirit have, surely they'll send someone in that direction. But HellRaisers... Oh no, they've got Sotfik to hold angles. They know they're not pushing long. So Team Spirit will hold steadfast. Dima with an off angle now, which will allow him to see players moving towards Monster. He'll be checked for though. Is there time for him to switch sides? No, and HellRaisers, that is the go signal. Angel and Bondic moving in. Woxic not far behind, not committing the bomb just yet. Issa in connector, and maybe there's rotation from Coldy, but HellRaisers are losing the duels. And there is Issa with a nice off angle for him. Dav Kost is close, and the AK, I thought Woxic might find the head, but no. And now the bomb's been spotted.
Yeah, there's still a potential here, but it does look grim. Team Spirit know the every step of HellRaisers at the moment. And there's a player on long looking for the off angle, or on the off angle. And a good, ooh, that should have been a kill. But still, it's good to just fall back here and bait. It's working out for the Team Spirit side. Woxic trying to plant behind cover of smoke, and they don't actually push him, which is quite awesome for Woxic. He's got a chance at this one now. Ooh, can't make it work though. And Team Spirit, they're doing this setup. They did a setup there in sewers that I wanted HellRaisers to do in their CT side, because Team Spirit hit B so much, and it's not like the CTs. You can win sewers if you want and set up there, and that's also another thing which is really cool. So what Team Spirit did at the start of the round, we saw that Molotov that they threw really deep from around the fountain position to stop the T's going into a playground very quickly. Bondic insta-smoked it, but the reason why they threw that Molotov was because they were making a play on sewers. So if there was a rush, they wanted that Molotov to delay the T so they would have time to react over towards the B side. But when you have sewers as well, that's really cool because you have fast rotation times through connector, if you know it's safe, that is. So, you know, there's a lot of adjustments that can be made from Suez.
HellRaisers have won 2 rounds in 10 in this half, including the pistol.
Yeah. They're getting body right now.
That's a whole lot of fail. All kinds of fail. Yeah. All kinds.
Woxic's score was so nice at one point. Now it's a measly 26 for 15. That's still, obviously still pretty nice, but yeah, he's been struggling to have the impact he would have liked, I would imagine.
Oh, look at Team Spirit again. They've got some plays. 2-man push of the monster position. Is this heard by HellRaisers? And if so...
Oh, the bomb's going into it.
Exactly, yeah. Woxic is in that direction. He could have left a bomb behind for Bondik. I feel like they have some idea, but now that's the bomb. But really, you're not necessarily in a position to protect the bomb, nor should you really try, because your position could be compromised. And they will look for it. Does he hit a sound cues? I don't think he did hit sound cues on Daeyoung. And there is the trade. Now, Bondik can go through this smoke and they can try to split the B bomb site, or do they anticipate Spirit rotating players towards B? Issa is just holding by the toilets for now. As he moves forwards, he may hear Coldy near the graffiti position. Both teams need to take some decisions here. Sotfik on the A sites. Coldy now starting to rotate as it looks pretty quiet on B. Of course, pop flashing towards Monster, but going towards, he's positioning himself for a fast rotation. Auto hold for a retake. Those T's are spotted. There is time on the clock to plant this bomb, but they've got to find these frags. 1 for 1 so far. Sotfik delivering once again. Oh, brutal. Davkos comes in with the CZ. Body mostly covered. Bondik completely exposed. And now Team Spirit are 2 rounds away from the first game in this best of 3 series for the bonus money.
Yeah, and it's not looking good insofar as, for HellRaisers, insofar as they haven't, as you mentioned, they haven't taken any rounds, and they haven't even sort of shown what I would say is a consistent way for them to open a round. And now they're going for, it would seem like a B play. And that B play can be the desperation, and it is a bit of a desperation play, but it might still work. Daeyoung turns the corner, Bondik with the headshot. Now Dima looking for the lineup. Oh, that is absolutely fantastic, but it is still a 2v2 here. Maybe soon a 2v1 because Sotfik's around the corner. He'll get taken down, but he's done some good damage. Davkos knows it. He's got the CZ in hand, and they are all incredibly weak. Davkos, oh, he's got to be so incredibly careful. Oh, no, get out of there. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Calm down. Everyone calm down.
Is he going all the way around? Looks like he is.
Pretty genius. Oh, what's... That's interesting.
What is he doing?
What is he doing? Because it was
Did
weird.
you think he had more time? Or
it's weird that he walked there. Maybe because he can't be faking it, because there's no way his opponent, after planting the bomb so quick just then, that could hear him.
Maybe he thought that Issa would expect a push and not plant so quickly. The bomb's pretty tick though. He has very limited time to find this kill. Very limited time indeed. HellRaisers squeeze one in there. They've squeezed one in.
Yeah, that's really important. I mean, it's still on the table because look at the money here for Team Spirit. They're absolutely ruined on the money. So this is going to go all the way.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's a big problem. And B is often a really good Hail Mary because there's a lot of variance. And a defense can be really strong or it can be really weak, depending on who looks where and when. And it's all decided on milliseconds if people are on their shots. So 3 Galils here for HellRaisers, despite winning the round. Obviously, only 1 player lived, and that AWP that's picked up from Issa will be put onto Woxic. And yeah, it's not a great look for Team Spirit, but they'll go with the classic anti-force buy or anti-eco, which is just run up long with everybody. It's even if the CTs know you're doing it, it's pretty foolproof. That's a bit of a fluff smoke, honestly. I'm not sure what that was about. But there's flames all over the place. Still, though, Coldy from the Optimus is able to get a frag here. Looking for another headshot, was close to it. But indeed, not too much to worry about here for HellRaisers.
This one is going down line, isn't it? All the way.
His Team Spirit, are they going to... They would feel so demoralized. Like, this is that... I feel like this map will set the tone of the entire series. If Team Spirit obviously take it, HellRaisers have to be so careful because they surely will be over the moon and feeling really confident. And HellRaisers, they got to take this one, man. They got to take it for the pride. Team Spirit, absolute underdogs here.
What's going on here then? Ooh, old school. Original strats. Original strats here on Overpass, and it's almost, well, it looks like anti-eco strats for HellRaisers, and it makes me wonder if they think Team Spirit are going to be on a buy, or if they just fancy doing this. I mean, not much else has been working for HellRaisers in this round anyway, but surely Spirit can't expect a massive charge of T players when in a round where they've bought Sotfix spotted with a grenade in his hand, but he can't bait for his teammate who's charging around the smoke. The bomb's down on the floor, but the trades are there. 3 versus 1. Sam Young with 12 HP deploys a grenade. He was really hoping for a kill. And how do you like those rushes, Team Spirit? That's the question that HellRaisers are asking.
That was cool. It's obviously kind of a gamble play, but the thing is, one of the reasons why maybe they decided to do that is because also Team Spirit have been doing lots of plays like forward, like aggressive plays towards B, and so sometimes if you're doing that and you're, let's say, having 3 players towards B, you can have such a fast timing on A long, and the rotation is so far away that if you hit that blind spot that quickly, it's just an instantly 1 round. It's a really good counter play, but it's a little bit gambly, of course. But it's about the mind games. Sometimes you just know what the other team's going to do. Sometimes you just know. These players, Angel, incredibly experienced. I'm sure he's going to have some gut intuition where he's going to have some calls like dead perfect in that way. So that works. And look at the money for Team Spirit. They are in a terrible place. If not for Sam Young saving an AK, they wouldn't have a single rifle in this round. Unless Davkos buys a FAMAS, of course, but it's hardly can consider that a rifle. The CZ does more damage at close range. Although I think it might be even now.
It's changed now.
It might be even, I think, now.
Oh, you might be right.
I think it's like close to even.
Those changes make me wonder if they change it because of our comments. Statistically speaking, at close range, I'd rather have a CZ than a FAMAS.
And that's actually like the advantage of the CZ too, is it actually has higher DPS still, because it has a higher rate of fire than the FAMAS. So you're more reliably with a spray at close range going to get a kill with it anyway. So.
All right then, Team Spirit, do you have your wits about you to make this one come out with a W for overtime? Because it has been a successful CT side. I respect the numerous B rushes on the T side. There are 4 smokes around the B bomb site right now, and they're all in the picture. Brilliant. Now there are 3. Slow start from HellRaisers. The usual shebang. Try to identify where the CTs are or aren't at the beginning of the round. Try not to fall into a trap. Traps will be limited though. Not quite a bear trap, more of a mouse trap with the CZs and the scouts. Dima and Sam Young with a setup towards Monster. But there's no push anymore from Team Spirit. But will they take a gamble and just peek? See what's going on. Try to rotate some players. There's a lot of... Ooh, there's a boost from Davkos in the long position. But most of these players are coming in from the toilets area, so 33 seconds left now. And HellRaisers haven't really identified where these CTs might be. So they are moving into the unknown.
Oh, the CT is going to run open into the open, and that's an easy 2K for Angel. Oh dear. Oh no. Team Spirits, the 2v5 retake. And this is one of the strongest post-plant setups you can have in front of that container. It's so hard. It's so hard. They're both going to be arriving through connector. Dima has to be absolutely perfect. It will be the round of his life, but it will not be. 16-14 to HellRaisers. Looked like they were out of it, but they found a way, a path to victory with some good calls right at the end to secure the W. 16-14. That was close. I'm sure they're thinking, lads, let's not make the next one that close.
It's pretty crazy to think that they were out of it when I think it was 8-1 or something along those lines at the beginning of the match. but here they are. HellRaisers managed to bring it over the line, and they are the favourites for this match. Can they close it out in 2? Find out after the break.